In this week's show, we use our open roads card for the first time.
All right, there's our diesel. Now let's do the DEF.
We have a day in Santa Fe. And go read some rock mail that's a few hundred years old.
Well, good morning, kids, and welcome to my morning routine while we've been here in Albuquerque, because every night it's been below freezing. So that means that every night we have had to unplug the water and run the propane heater to keep everything warm so nothing freezes up. And so this is my morning routine. I have to plug the water back in every morning. So yeah, I'll take you through that. First step is to get into pass-through, get my splitter that has my water regulator and filter on it. There's that set up. Now time to hook it onto the water spigot. The other thing I do is I run a little bit of water through that filter, and part of that is because here they don't have any insulation or anything wrapped around the water pipe, so I want to make sure there's no ice in there. All right, now it's time to hook up the water hose. Now that I have the water hooked up, we can switch the Nautilus over to city water and kill the water pump. Water pump off, and then over to city water. The other last thing I'm going to do is open up our gray tank so it can drain. So that's open. I close that off overnight when it's going to be freezing because I don't want any water down in the sewer pipe because that will freeze up and cause all kinds of problems. All right, so water's hooked back up for the day. We'll have to take it down again tonight because it's going to be freezing again. We have 2 more nights of being here in freezing weather overnight, and then we're going to finally be south enough that we're not going to have to do this overnight. All right, that's my morning Albuquerque routine. Good morning, kids. Welcome to another lovely, somewhat chilly, but extremely sunny day in Albuquerque. I'm kind of blown away by how sunny it is in Albuquerque. You, Tony Tell?
It's desert.
I know, but it's just like constant sun.
It's nice
and
to have the sun.
Skies. It's beautiful.
Because we were in Kansas City, it was gray a lot.
Yeah, and we spent a fair amount of time in Ohio for some reason this year. And Ohio reminded me of the Pacific Northwest when it comes to cloudiness. It was just like cloudy all the time.
You just like the big skies out here.
I do like the big skies out in the West. And speaking of out in the West, what are we doing today, Tony Tao?
Taking a long drive.
We're going to drive up to Santa Fe, New Mexico.
We've never been.
We've never been there. It's about an hour north of Albuquerque. It is the capital, but I'm sure that there will be some shops to check out, some food to eat, some beer to drink. So yeah, why don't you join us?
Find some more of that carne arroz?
Oh, the carne adobada that we had yesterday. That carne adobada burrito, breakfast burrito, was so tasty.
I wonder if you can get that on just like a plate with some rice and beans. Dang, that was good.
It was really, really good. It's probably the best thing I've had since we've been.
I might have to find a recipe for that because that was yummy.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to fire this thing up. We're going to head north, and we will see you in Santa Fe, New Mexico.
On our way up to Santa Fe, we decided to try out our Open Roads Fuel Discount Card. This card gets you discounted diesel fuel at truck stops across the country.
We have had the Open Roads card for a while now and haven't used it because it had to be connected to a regular bank account, and we like to use a credit card to buy our diesel because we get points on the credit card. But Open Roads now allows you to tie a credit card to the Open Roads card, so we did that, and now I'm going to try it for the first time. We'll see how it works. We're at a Mavericks. All right, so I put all of our numbers in. And it's working. Yay! So I'm going to do both diesel and DEF. I'm going to fill up DEF here as well. And these also have the high flow nozzles, so it doesn't take as long to fill your diesel up, which for us can take a while with a regular nozzle because we have a 50-gallon tank on this truck. All right, there's our diesel. And now let's do the DEF.
Here's the other thing I heard recently is just about every Mavericks has potable water.
Yes. Yes, they do. So if you need water, Mavericks is a good place to go get it. So nicely done, Mavericks. That and open roads, that worked out pretty simple. Yeah, I think we'll be doing that for now on when we pull into Love's. It'll save us some money.
With a full tank of fuel, we headed out to Santa Fe. In the downtown area, the streets are narrow and parking can be a bit tight.
All right, well, we made it to Santa Fe. We wound up paying 20 bucks for parking because parking is super tight all the way around this place. But there was a lot that had some big spots. And when you have a big truck, sometimes you got to pay the premium. So we had to pay the premium.
Ooh, it's chilly.
It is a little chilly.
A little? It's a lot chilly.
That wind is a little chilly. So I think the first lesson we've learned about Santa Fe is come in the summer.
Spring?
It's a little cold out right now. Whew.
It's pretty though. I mean, this plaza area is really pretty.
Yeah.
You know, you've got the Cathedral of St. Francis out here. Gorgeous church.
Uh-huh.
And then the square, you walk on the square and everything. It's this is what I pictured Santa Fe. How about you?
Yeah, pretty much. The downside is I don't think we're going to be able to grab lunch anywhere here.
Yeah, it's just too cold to eat outside.
It's too cold to eat outside. We got Gracie with us, so maybe we'll find a brewery or something that has some food.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, so score. We got on to Bring Fido's and discovered that there is a brewery that is dog-friendly inside, and it's back the way we came, right by where we parked.
Sometimes Bring Fido is the most amazing thing ever.
Yeah, Bring Fido's great if you travel with a dog, because it shows you all the dog-friendly stuff in every town that you're in, so we use it all the time. All right, off to a brewery.
Unfortunately, the place we went was less of a brewery and more of a tap house. We did, however, get a nice New Mexican lunch with red chili sauce.
Santa Fe was lovely, but so cold that we didn't get to see a lot. We'll have to plan another trip in spring or summer.
Hey kids, welcome to our last day in Albuquerque. Which means we're heading to where it's warm. I won't have another night of having to unplug my water, which is also the reason why I'm currently doing what I'm doing, and that is grabbing a propane bottle. Actually, I'm on the wrong side. I have to get the other propane bottle. Grabbing a propane bottle to have it filled up, because we have been in freezing weather overnight, every night for 8 days, 9 days, something like that. So that means that we are blowing through propane like nobody's business. So this will be the third bottle we've filled in like 2 weeks. We only get like 3-4 days off of a bottle because it's burning all night. Thankfully, we will be in Alamogordo tomorrow, which it's not getting below freezing there, so we won't be burning through as much propane. But in the meantime, I got to hook this propane tank into the back of the truck. I'll show you how I do that so that I can transport it safely. There are straps to hold this down on this backflip MX, so I'll strap each side of it. You have to keep the back open all the way. Unfortunately, on this Ram, the bed's not deep enough that the propane bottles will fit in there and be able to close the backflip. So to keep the propane bottle in here and secure, I've just got your regular old ratchet straps. Let me go get the bottle. So I just set the bottle up in here and I hook the ratchet straps to this tie down. And we'll just pull that tight and then ratchet this sucker down. There you go. It's not going anywhere. All right, tank's now in there. Now, I also have a couple of stops to make while I'm going to get this propane filled. There is an area with a bunch of petroglyphs that I'm gonna go check out. Unfortunately, it's just gonna be me today. Tony woke up not feeling too good this morning. So she's not gonna tag along. She's staying at the rig with Gracie. So it's just you and me, and we'll go check out some petroglyphs, and then we gotta get the propane filled, and then I gotta do some grocery shopping for Tony. But yeah, let's go see some petroglyphs, okay? Well, I've reached the trailhead. It is Piedras Marcadas Canyon, and there's supposed to be a bunch of petroglyphs out here. Let's go see what we can find. Those are all the things you shouldn't do. So the first thing you're gonna come to is a split in the trail. One of them takes you to petroglyph viewing. It's 1.5 miles out and back, and supposedly an easy trail. The other one is the Mesa Top Trail. It's a 3-mile loop. It looks pretty steep and strenuous, so I think we're going to stay on the petroglyph viewing trail. Spotted my first petroglyph. It's like a sun shape on a rock, and I see a few more coming up this way. Here's a rock that has a whole bunch of them on it. There's a handful of rocks that have a whole bunch of them on it. Behind me here is an interesting one. Kind of looks like a bowling ball. Kind of a bowling ball inside of a star. Did ancient civilizations bowl?
There's 3 different hikes in the National Monument. The Piedras Marcadas Canyon hike has the most petroglyphs of the 3, with around 400.
So they have it kind of cabled off the trail itself. There's a cable running alongside it to keep you from getting up to where the petroglyphs are. I'm sure that's just to keep knuckleheads out of there. I've been walking down the trail, looking up here at the rocks to try and find petroglyphs, and I stopped for a moment and turned around. And wow, the view down into Albuquerque from up here, it's pretty amazing. It'd probably be even more beautiful at sunrise or sunset. I'm here in the middle of the day, but it's still gorgeous just looking down into the valley here. I'm at a section that I think is at like the farthest end of this trail, and all up along this hillside behind me, there are a ton of petroglyphs, humanoid figures, animals, all kinds of stuff. This is pretty cool.
The petroglyphs aren't paintings, but carvings that were etched into the desert patina of the volcanic basalt rock. There's over 20,000 of these petroglyphs in the area, and they were carved between the years 1300 and 1680. The carvings are mostly spiritual icons and were carved by the native Pueblo people. The Piedras Marcadas Canyon hike is a very easy hike and can be completed by hikers of all ages and abilities. And while I didn't bring Gracie along, it's also dog friendly, but your pooch has to be on a leash.
All right, so I'm at Bow and Arrow Brewing. I did a little reading up on these guys and knew that I wanted to come here just because they do some different stuff. They use some local and native grains in their beers. Much like when we were in Kansas City and we had that Fonio beer that was with the Fonio grain from West Africa. Anything that's different, I'm into it. So the first thing I think I am going to try is called the Wildly. This just sounds so interesting. It's cayenne, ginger, and lemon. Definitely smell the lemon. Wow. That is amazingly interesting beer. Ooh, here comes the heat. Definitely can taste the cayenne in it. All right, now, but I gotta cool it down because it's hot. Let's go to their Pilsner. So this is a blue corn Pilsner. A little more bitter than I would expect from a Pilsner. Maybe that's because I had the cayenne first though. Yeah, that's a great beer. I could drink that all day long. That would be a great summer beer. Just get done mowing the yard. Now this one is called Western Roots. It's a farmhouse ale. They did a collaboration with New Belgium. Oh, interesting. It says aromas of orange marmalade and peach. Yeah, absolutely. That's an excellent beer. That reminds me of some of the beers that we had up at Brewery Ardennes, up in the Finger Lakes. And then the last thing I have here is a stout. It's called Midnight with a Chance of Coyotes. It's just a straight up imperial stout, but it has a peanut blossom cookie and peanut butter and vanilla. Okay, so kind of a peanut butter stout. That smells like a Butterfingers. That is insanely good. That's probably my favorite peanut butter stout that I've had. Okay, out of these four, that peanut butter stout's gonna be my favorite, followed by this farmhouse ale. That one's excellent. Then the Pilsner. Then this cayenne ginger one. It might be a little too spicy for me. I mean, I won't let it go to waste, but it's a little too spicy for me. All right, I'm gonna finish these and then figure out what pint I'm gonna have. Probably gonna be that peanut butter stout.
If you enjoyed this episode, why not click on another to keep watching? And please join us next Sunday for more Our RV Sunsets.